This is my DIY bird bath area, and this is in my bird garden, and I did a series of videos about my new bird garden last fall. So if you want to watch those, it kind of goes in depth about everything that's in this garden plant wise and just the design of it. But this is like the left side of that bird garden. So I've just transplanted some coral bells, like the red coral bells in the back, and I've added some more lime green coral bells, and I'll show you that up close in a minute. But I planted everything and I wanted to make sure I got everything watered. So when I think about bird baths, my biggest concern is making sure that they stay clean, because that's kind of like always a challenge for me. So I wanted to design a natural bird bath and something that I could just DIY myself. Not like I was shopping for different bird baths and I just wasn't 100% happy with any of them. So I thought, well, let me do something that I see out on my hikes or I see in nature, and that is just something that's on the ground. So obviously out in nature, maybe if there's a big rock, a bird will sit on the rock or something, but typically they're down on the ground. And so I thought, well, let me try to come up with a way that I could do that easily just on the ground in this bird garden. So what I did was I just went to Home Depot. I got a saucer for a planter that was like a 16-inch planter. So I bought it in black, and I did really debate about what color to get, but this is like under $5, and it's a nice large saucer, and it's probably an inch, maybe 2 inches deep. So I got the black version, and I thought, well, I'll just see how clean this stays, like see how easy it is to clean. So I thought I would just try this. So actually, after now 2 seasons going through the entire winter, I'm really happy with this setup and just buying the black saucer. So what I do to clean this out is basically you can just lift it up, and then I can just kind of dump everything that's in it out onto these other rocks, and then I just go scrub it out and fill it. And honestly, it doesn't grow like algae or anything like that. The only thing that gets in it is it gets a little pollen in the bottom of it, and that's about it. So it's a very low maintenance type bird bath, so I'm really happy about that. But then I can just put it back in the ground, and then I just like rearrange those rocks back in it. It takes like literally 30 seconds, and then I put the sticks back in it, and I'm kind of back in business. So that has really worked out well. So I'll just give you a quick overview of how I made this bird bath. So I just put this saucer down, and it's down on an area that used to be a pond. So it does have like a pond liner underneath this area. And if I was going to do this without that, I would probably just put down some weed cloth, just so that I don't have things growing up through these rocks. So then I just put the saucer down, and then I added a bag of white marble chips, which was under $5, and again at Home Depot, and it's just one bag, but I did have some pre-existing of those. And then I also bought another bag of Mexican beach pebbles, which was about $13. And I only bought one bag of those as well, and I wasn't sure if I might need more than that, but it was actually plenty, and that worked out really well. And these are beautiful rocks, so I was really happy with that. And then these larger rocks are rocks that I already had. It's about like 5 like medium-sized rocks that I had bought at like a rock quarry. So I just kind of arranged all these things in an area, and then like I'm doing right now, I'm just watering the plants, and then I'm also filling the bird bath at the same time. So obviously if it's raining, it fills itself, and then it would take a day or two to evaporate. So when things are dry, when I'm watering the plants, if the bird bath is dry, then I can be hitting it all at the same time. So actually it's been really easy to take care of. But all winter long there were birds in this bird bath, so I know that this area works for the birds and all different kinds of wildlife as well. And I'm going to show you at the end here another little visitor that came in to drink out of the bird bath. But this is a great area because when I put just the bird bath in the stone area it looked pretty plain. So I went to my local park where I go hiking, and that video is on this channel as well. And I basically show you how I just sat down in this area and just tried to watch the birds and figure out what do they like, what can I add to this area, because it's basically under a butterfly bush. And I just wanted to bring in like more nature and just make it look, I don't know, just like a really nice natural area. So after I just, sat there for a few minutes, I took some notes. And then when I came back home, I kind of knew exactly what I was going to do. And that was add a lot of leaf litter and add logs that had moss on them. And then just different things. And if you go back and watch that video, you'll see how I kind of found all these things like on one of my hikes. And I realized that that's what is in nature. And that's what the birds like. And that I had pretty much all of it already sitting around my yard so that I could do it. So I did add these sticks to the bird bath because at first I just had it like all rocks because I felt like it looked good that way. But when you like observe the birds, they don't really sit on rocks. They're too slippery, so you do have to add in some branches and twigs and sticks and that kind of thing, because not only do the birds like to perch on that, they find it, I think, more, like less slippery, so more sure-footed. But then also any of those little twigs that you can bring in and leaf litter, then they can be using that for nests. So it's pretty interesting because when I was here in this garden like this time, there are birds' nests all around it because they're squawking and I can see them in the pine trees behind here. So I think that really worked out well. So here you can see what I've just transplanted today, which is some lime green coral bells. I put in some bee balm, and then also these, a couple different versions of red coral bells. And they're, just different shades of red. So I think these will grow well here because it's kind of like a dappled sun area. And it's a little bit difficult to find plants that grow well in that, but I think these will go well. So this is something I filmed last fall while I was actually making this little bird bath area. And I was just sitting pretty close to the bird bath. So this little squirrel basically just came right up to me. I was a little worried because he was just getting so close to me. So here he just came and took a little drink of water, and at that point I thought, okay, I think this bird bath really will work out. So pretty excited about that. So thank you so much for joining me for this refresh of this bird bath area, and thank you so much for watching.